Hey, what's up, guys? It's Wid though. So I wanted to do a quick little beginner's guide and give some tips and tricks for, you know, getting to 30 as quickly as possible. Now, that is the priority. The priority is getting your castle to 30 as quickly as possible. There's a couple of beginner guides out there that are great. They're fantastic beginner guides. Um, they talk about gathering and going to the appropriate researches and so on and so forth for gathering and all of that jazz. However, I'm going to play devil's advocate and go take you down a different path. So, um, in my opinion, one of the quickest ways to level. Now, this is for a player that can put in a little bit of time into the game, maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 hours a day, something like that. They got time to spare. It's a quick way to grow and get a lot of bang for your buck in the process. So gathering is great. You should definitely go out and gather when you get a chance here and there. Just go over to a resource node, send some troops over to it. But as you can see, it's 25 minutes on a level one. Obviously you can go to other ones and get it done a lot faster, so on and so forth. But it takes time, a lot of time, to just sit there and gather. So what I recommend is gathering, but only doing that at night or just before you go to bed, or when you need a break from the game or whatever. You just send some troops out to go gather something real quick and all that fun stuff. Instead, I want to take you down a path of farming monsters. So um, basically, um, you would want to go around and just hit monsters for a couple hours a day, and the rewards from hitting monsters is pretty significant. So you have an opportunity to get some crystals, you get some resources, you get a lot of the blue chests, which help you along, um, and all of that jazz. So you stand to gain quite a bit. Also, um, you know, you're gaining, and this is kind of important later on, but you get you know healing speed ups, these 1 minute healing speed ups. You actually get quite a bit of them, and as you can see, you don't even really have to use them. So you could just kind of sit here and hit level ones and level twos over and over and over again, pretty frequently. Now the argument to that would be, well, AP is gonna slow you down in that process. Um, it could, but if you're doing just the daily quests, and things of that nature, um, you'll get a lot of the resources, and then you'll also receive AP from other places. Because you're farming monsters, you're going to get a lot of crystals. You're going to get actually quite a bit of crystals pretty quickly. So you just go over to your trading post, and in the caravan, every now and again, you'll see AP pop up, and you could pay for it in resources. You could pay for it in crystals, and I say just get it. Just get them every single time. Also, you get your free blue chests, and these things sometimes you get lucky. Boom, there it is, AP. So this character, I mean, I haven't spent any money on him whatsoever, and you can see I got quite a bit of AP just logging in and collecting. You know, um, so if you're out there grinding away on these monsters, they drop these blue chests that'll give you the AP back. So it's almost like, as long as you have a little bit of a head start on the AP, you can kind of continuously grind monsters. It just never, you kind of get back what you put into it, over and over and over again. So it's pretty easy and quick to get stuff done and get the AP. So that's why I kind of recommend the monster side of it. Also, um, on the monster side, you can reduce the cost of your AP, by getting certain things, like it gives you more AP to work with. So, and then you get regeneration as well. But the two big important things, are these two guys. Um, One gives you better drop rates from the monsters itself. And the other one gives you resources from the monsters, a lot more resources from the monsters. When you can, once you level up enough, you'll be able to go with march size, and that'll allow you to hit monsters above your weight class. So you'll be able to hit, sixes when you should only be hitting level fives. You'll be able to hit fives when you should only be able to hit level fours, so on and so forth, so on and so forth. I'm a big supporter in monster spec because gathering, anybody can gather any time. So if you go into monster spec and you put a lot of focus on monster, again, if you have the time to play, I think it's a little bit faster, and I think you'll be pleasantly surprised with the amount of crystals that you can attain from hitting monsters. Even level ones drop them. It's not much, but they do drop them. So it adds up pretty quick. If I go out here and I hit, you know, monsters for like 2 hours, um, you can get anywhere from, on the low side, a few hundred crystals to the high side, 2,000 crystals, depending on what level monsters you're hitting and how often the crystals drop for you and all that fun stuff. Also, if you're in an alliance, you do a couple of rallies here and there, and that'll up your gold, and get you quite a bit of gold for sacrificing a little bit of AP. Although I do recommend that you are cautious with how many rallies you join a day, because you could bleed yourself pretty quick of your AP if you just sit there and join rallies all day. However, if you're low on gold, it might be just a ticket for you. Also, if you do spend money on the game, um, and you decide, hey, well, I'm gonna drop a little bit of money in the game or whatever. Um, there are AP bundles that you can get, and like, just to give you an example, if you bought one of these, you would almost, I mean, never run out of AP for quite some time. That's $100. That's a lot of money. But let's say you just, you splurge, you buy, $20 worth of it. You know, 35, 50 refills is quite a bit. And it's $20, and you might buy one of those every 3 months if you're hitting it really hard. I mean, like nonstop every day, you're grinding away. Because again, you get AP back from hitting the monsters. So it's kind of like this cyclical thing. Um, and it's almost nonstop. And then later on, when you finally, you know, get resources, enough resources to get your castle up to 30 and so on and so forth, you're going to be really happy when you look at, your healing side of things and how many healing speed ups you actually have, like how many 1 minute healing speed ups you have. Um, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised with just how many you've accumulated um, from hitting monsters. I'm talking hundreds of thousands of minutes, which comes into play at the higher levels, obviously, because you'll be needing them when somebody hits you or when you're hitting somebody else. So um, the monster spec is a great way to level in the beginning when you have, or if you have a lot of time. If you don't have a lot of time, then by all means go down the the um, gathering side. Um, but when you're first starting out, and you're doing your researches and all that stuff, you still want to do food production, gold production, all that stuff, food capacity, all this, and you still want to you do all the gathering stuff along with your monster attacks and stuff like that. The battle side of things, I actually I would actually recommend just avoiding the battle side altogether. Um, Depending, some of the servers can be pretty brutal out there, and you might have to fight for, you know, survival, if you will. Um, but if you're in a peaceful environment on a peaceful server, definitely put all your focus into production. It comes into play huge when you hit 30. Okay, that's when the production side is truly valuable. But when you're first leveling out, I don't even know that you would need two barracks. I mean, just one, and then just do all production nodes and get them as high as you possibly can, so that you're constantly producing resources, and you're just going out hitting some monsters every day or what have you. Hit monsters for a couple hours, maybe while you're watching TV. It's a little bit more entertaining in my opinion than gathering, um, and you can get, in my opinion, a lot more resources a lot quicker in the very beginning. So, Monster Spec is a great path for starting out and getting your grind on, and having some fun while you do it. Um, but again, your focus is leveling this to 30. That's it. Everything else, nothing else matters. So, um, you know, build as many troops as you need to hit your monsters and fill your marches maybe so you can do it faster. But other than that, don't even bother. Don't even waste your time. Just build what you need to build and then level your castle. Build what you need to build, level your castle, and just rinse repeat that until you get to 30. And then at 30, I'll make another video for that. 30 is a different beast altogether. Um, but focusing on that production stuff, getting that going, and then mining when you're not playing, um, is all going to be pretty beneficial uh, when you're not playing the game. But when you are playing the game, you know, you just want to put in a little bit of grind time and hit those monsters, because I think that you'll be surprised at just how many crystals you get. Like I said, it could be as little as 500. It can be as many as 2,000. It just depends on a little bit of luck and you know how efficient you are in that time frame. Um, so when you're first leveling out, try that path. Try hitting up some monsters and just grinding the monster path. It's actually pretty efficient. And it was how I was able to keep up with a lot of people. I wasn't very good at gathering because frankly it's just too boring and tedious for me. But I did like to hit monsters, and I actually passed up a lot of people in what I was able to do a lot faster and sooner. So when everybody else was still hitting fours, I was out there hitting fives and sixes, and it was super beneficial to me, because not a lot of people could or would hit those fives or sixes. So there was plenty for me to hit while everybody else was stuck on the lower level monsters because they put all their focus into gathering and all that stuff, and not really focusing on battle treasures or anything like that. So um, and I would still gather. I just do it when I wasn't playing the game. So when you're on the game, go hit some monsters. It's a great way to level. You'll get a lot of resources really fast, um, and I mean, there you go, 10 gems. I mean, I hit like three monsters and I got 10 gems. So that's the biggest thing, is the gems, because you can use those gems to do a lot of stuff that's going to help you get to 30 faster, um, and cheaper. Um, you know, whether it be to speed up a building, or maybe it buys you that, like, maybe you save up your gems in the beginning, so you end up with, like, 40 or 50,000 gems. So when you go to build, that level 12 castle, or that level 29 castle or 28 castle, you'll be able to grab 30 or 40 million, 60 million in resources, just with crystals, and not spend a dime. So uh, give that monster spec a whirl, and get your grind on. Again, it's a little time consuming. It's a lot of work, but it's, in my opinion, it's pretty rewarding. So maybe check that out. I hope this helps. If you have any questions or anything like that, feel free to reach out, and I'll do my best to help you guys out. All right. Well, happy hunting. See you soon.